and welcome. Welcome to Dude Get In. Hello, I'm Paralurks. Hello, my co-host Pig Video Games.
Hello, I'm here.
He's here, and he's watched a couple of movies because we're getting into more Spider-Man. Can you tell I'm excited for Spider-Man?
I can always tell you're excited for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, there's a handful of things you can always get me excited with. Spider-Man is one of them. Autistic people are basically the toddlers with jingling keys, but it has to be really specifically shaped keys.
And your keys are shaped like Spider-Man.
Yeah, like one of the keychains is Spider-Man, another one is Goku, another one is a Keyblade. All right, let's get into this month's recommend, which was The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, directed by Mark Webb, starring Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I had
Pig.
never seen these movies prior to this. I have always heard about them.
Yes, you have seen every other major live-action Spider-Man movie, correct?
Yes, in fact, my first exposure to Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is in the No Way Home movie.
Yeah, I was actually a little tempted to just have you rewatch No Way Home after, just for the sake of re-experiencing the scene where Andrew Garfield's Peter saves MJ and has his redemption moment and how much it means to him, because like that'll hit for you now.
Oh yeah, like that little bit. Even when I'm watching those two movies, I knew like okay, yeah, that was really hard for him because even having not watched those movies prior, I knew about that scene in which spoiler alert, Gwen Stacy dies.
The
Spoilers spoilers
the
for this
the great
spoilers for this 12-year-old movie.
the greatest web sling in cinematic history. The
Oh,
web hand reaching out.
it's so embarrassing.
I love it. I love how much I hate it. It's very funny. Now, you've experienced a fair bit of Spider-Man media at this point, at least as much, if not more, than the average person. You've watched all the movies. I've had you read like 25 or something issues of Ultimate Spider-Man. You've seen some cartoons.
Yeah,
So, did you go into this with any particular expectations?
I expected to see things that I knew was associated with Spider-Man. Especially now that
Hmm.
I'm since I know Ultimate Spider-Man stuff and how much the every movie has taken from that.
Yeah, like this is one of the cleaner blends of elements of 616 Peter and the Ultimate Spider-Man mythos, I'd say, but it is so ultimate coded.
Mm-hmm.
And we can get into that, but you didn't have like a ton of expectations based on like things you'd heard about it because people just mainly just say first one's pretty all right and the second one bad.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard mostly negative comments about that second one. I haven't heard much about the first one, like at all. I did hear
Yeah,
that,
it's weird. People only ever talk about two.
I did hear that these series of movies have like the best swinging scenes, web swinging scenes, which
Uh,
I can confirm they are the best web swinging scenes.
okay, we're gonna have to fight.
Okay.
Bro, Toby's swinging in between like the actual truck and the trailer behind it in that shot.
Okay,
Like,
but
oh man.
all the first person shots of Andrew
The first
Garfield.
person is great. I'm not saying but man. Oh,
Okay,
that's a whole debate that we could get into later.
we'll need side by
I,
sides for
I,
that.
yeah, I will. We'll be bringing both hopping on YouTube to bring up our clips for the comparison. That'll be bonus content. All right. So let's start off with uh the second movie. Now the first. Pig, tell us about Amazing Spider-Man 1 from like 2012, I believe it was. Tell us about that story and what you think of it.
It's very sim. It's kind of it's the retelling of Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man. Just a little bit different. Instead of a goblin, it's a lizard. But it hits all the major points and does them and does it all really well. Very well structured. Is it better than Raimi Spider-Man 1? Maybe. I might consider saying that.
Wow. Wow. That is
I
a bold claim, sir.
Goblin is a better is a better villain for that movie. But
Oh, absolutely.
I think all the character beats and structure of Amazing One edges it out above Raimi One.
Really? That is very interesting. I would not have guessed that that would be your take. I mean, I enjoy a lot about it, but for me, like the Raimi trilogy is still the best ones, even though they're not particularly comic accurate. They mix in a lot of things, like some of it ultimate, some of it like just Sam Raimi wanting to do things. It's weird, but to me those are always the better movies, like just as movies. Something about the way they're written, like every side character has a memorable line. What did you think about like how they focus the storytelling? Because you get to Peter being Spider-Man well, at a pretty reasonable pace in Raimi's version, for example. You do not see him in the full costume until you are 55, I think, minutes into Amazing Spider-Man 1.
So I'm perfectly fine with that. We get a lot of Peter in this movie.
There's so much character stuff.
Like he has all of his character quirks. Like he's not particularly like a geeky character in this. He's incredibly intelligent, but like not in like the stereotypical nerd way. He's incredibly intelligent, but he's more of a loner type.
Yeah, instead of the nerd who's like the obvious bullying target, for some reason people want to pick on the tall, athletic, good-looking, well-dressed like punk skateboarder, photographer, who's pretty funny. It's they kind of made him too charming in certain ways. I'm like, okay, but where's like why is he getting a bullying target again? Like
I
the
mean,
best
like
I can answer for that I can come up with is that this Peter is like quicker to anger and lash out, so he's just kind of a dick. But that's somewhat comic accurate, so it's not like I can fault it for that as a Spider-Man fan.
he is the type of teenager that is he is easy to pick on because he will give a reaction, and so because of that he becomes a target.
Mm. So we'd spend like an hour on the origin and like getting to the suit, seeing Ben die, establishing Gwen, her dad, the lizard, Uncle Ben and Aunt May, all of this stuff. And like I'm glad we spend a full hour getting to that. And he's not even really like quite Spider-Man for another 20 minutes after you see the full costume.
Yeah,
Like
he's doing stuff like with his powers, stopping criminals, but he's still like kind of an asshole.
yeah, well like he's only hunting criminals that match a specific description of the guy that killed the uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it. It is entirely a selfish quest. He's not as so much of a hero. He's just looking using brute force to get what he wants in a fancy costume.
Yeah.
But then after 20 minutes, he's saving people on that bridge. That's hero shit. That has nothing to do with his like revenge on the killer. It has nothing to do with what he wants in life. He just knows there's people in trouble and he can help.
Yeah, it's all it's all a direct consequence of what the lizard is doing,
Yeah.
and that ties that together there.
Yeah, a lot of it structurally is well tied together. You just don't get a ton of Lizard's like characterization and motivation after he lizards out for the first time. It's just like even when you see him like kind of shed the scales and arms for a bit, he's just, well, I guess this is the entirety of my life now, lizard stuff. And lizards. It's lizard time, baby.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's one thing that you talked about afterwards. I think after we finished the second movie, where there was a significant amount of studio interference, where and a lot of stuff had to be cut. In particular, a bunch of lizard scenes.
yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember like the extent of it, but like you can find some like deleted scenes of like the lizard like taking his notes and talking to himself. I think if I remember, it's been a while. I probably should have went and watched them in preparation for the podcast, but you know that's the professionalism we bring here. But it is something where I'm like I know because like everything else about the movie is pretty solid. So like I know Mark Webb problem like had a more cohesive vision, but things had to be cut either for time or because of like management of the project. Because I think this was Mark Webb's like first really big budget movie.
Ah, one of those.
Uh,
One of those.
yeah. In fact, let me look this up real quick.
Yeah,
Let me IMDb this shit.
during the early to mid 2010s, I think they still do it here and then. They would get a relatively young director. Maybe he's done like a couple of like low budget things, and just give him and put him in on like a big studio thing. That happened with this that I'm now learning, and Godzilla 2014 was also a similar case. That director had directed a low budget movie called Monster, I believe, and it
Hmm.
was somewhat similar with the Last Jedi, that second Star Wars movie.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, because that was the guy who directed Looper, and then they gave him a Star Wars budget.
Yeah. The only notable movie I was aware that he had made was Looper before that.
Yeah. So Mark Webb, you know what he was doing a lot of before he did Amazing Spider-Man?
What?
Music videos. He did music videos for My Chemical Romance, for Diddy, Evanescence, Fergie, Maroon 5, All American Rejects.
No movies?
Then he directs 500 Days of Summer.
Okay.
Yeah. So and an episode of The Office. After that, it's got some more music videos here and there. Some an episode of a series called Lone Star, an Avril Lavigne music video. Then we get to Amazing Spider-Man. So he probably got picked off of like 500 Days of Summer. I'm gonna guess.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I actually heard of that one. What the fuck is the chase? But like he'd never worked on a project like this.
Mm-hmm.
They might have also like chuckled to themselves about the name Webb.
Oh,
Haha.
yeah. We'll get a guy named Webb to direct a Spider-Man movie. It's the perfect plan. And for that first movie, it was.
Yeah, and like it kind of makes sense because like I'm not even sure if I watched 500 Days of Summer all the way through, but like it's that like Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe Deschanel like little romance thing. It's something more like character focused, and that is what this movie is. You're not like when you're enjoying this movie, you're not really. It's not all about the Spider-Man stuff. It's about Peter. You care about Peter. You care about Gwen. You care about Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
You even care about the scientist who becomes the lizard.
Yeah, Dr. Connors.
Yeah, Dr. Connor. Like Dr. Connor has a whole thing going on.
Yeah,
Like, for
and-
one, he has a past with Peter's dad. He's missing an arm, which is like a whole thing with him. And there's the whole
Yeah,
there's the whole element of Mr. Osborn dying, like just as a background element. Like if we
Yeah,
don't,
it's the only thing that really gives like Dr. Connor's motivation to do anything morally dubious because he's largely just a decent guy. But like it's little things like you see that one shot that I love where he's like it's one of those glass walls or doors or something in the science lab and he notices the reflection of his arm and if he stands just right, he can look at it from a bit of an angle and it looks like he has both arms again. And he just stands there for a second like yearning for that. And it's really good. Like the character stuff that still made it in is solid. I love it. I mean, like, just to go get the general plot knocked out of the way, it is, Peter is established school life, bullied by Flash, has a crush in high school. It's ultimate Mary Jane, but cosplaying as Gwen Stacy.
This is the Gwen Stacy that everyone knows about, and the one that comes to their mind when they hear Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. It's always weird to me. Like, Pig, you know a decent amount of Peter's supporting cast.
Yeah.
How many characters of like the greater Spider-Man mythos can you name
Well,
that Peter actually went to high school with
What-
in the real comics 616?
with high school with it was Gwen.
Yeah, who did he go to high school with?
It was Gwen. Wasn't Gwen? Was she college?
Yes.
Was it Mary Jane?
No.
Flash?
Yes.
Okay, Flash. Harry?
You've nearly exhausted the list.
Harry?
No, that's college.
The guy who becomes Venom. What was his name?
No, Eddie Brock, and no.
Eddie Brock. He's a work rival.
Yeah, he's a work. He's not even
Um,
like in the Raimi movies. He's a work rival. In the comics, he I don't think he even works at the Bugle. He works at a different newspaper, but Spider-Man's adventures happen to prove him wrong. It's fucking funny.
They use him in the new Spider-Man. His fat Asian friend.
That is Ned Leeds, and no, I don't believe Ned was a high school character. I think he's a Daily Bugle character, but they wanted to put in Genki, who is Miles Morales' friend, so they just stole the name Ned Leeds.
Okay.
And it's let me double check that I'm not wrong on Ned Leeds, but
Is that all
It
the
is-
high school and non-high school characters I'm aware of?
it's Flash and I believe Liz Allen, who was in like Spectacular cartoon.
I've never heard of Liz Allen. Her name doesn't alliterate.
Yeah, like it is. Yeah, it needs more double alliteration. Yeah, he was introduced from the Daily Bugle, not the high school.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy who becomes the Hobgoblin. They have a little joke about that in No Way Home. But yes, anyway, my little tirade about comic accuracy aside, this is what people think of when they think of Gwen, or they think of Spider Gwen. It's those two things. Even though like personality wise, she's also not comic accurate. She's sort of a like the very early Ultimate Mary Jane, where she's the other smart kid aside from Peter, who knows him and is like top of the class, but also really pretty and everyone likes her and yada yada. She just kind of notices him around at first, and they don't really start talking much until he starts doing spider shenanigans at school. But I think everything about their dynamic and their chemistry is great. I love seeing them on screen together.
Yeah,
Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone have great chemistry.
yeah. I think you said that they were actually like in a relationship at the time.
Somewhere around that time, I believe they started dating. And yeah, I buy it.
Yeah, yeah. Like the scenes between them are kind of the best scenes.
Yeah, a lot of the time. Even in 2, which, like, 2 is all over the place and wildly inconsistent in its quality, but there's almost no point where you see Peter and Gwen on screen at the same time, and you aren't enjoying it in 2.
Like Hallmark movies would give anything to have this kind of like romantic chemistry with their characters.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Big highlight.
it's some of the best romance work I've seen in movies.
It really does stand out.
One thing I
One-
like with them is that there's no like secret identity between them.
Yeah, they get rid of that real quick.
Yeah, he just shows her. Yeah, I'm Spider Man. This is gonna be the deal.
Yeah, and you didn't stutter nearly enough there.
Should I stutter more?
Like,
I did.
no, I meant like the way he talked to her. Like for the first like 50 or like 60% of the movie, this man cannot speak in full sentences to Gwen. I gotta tell you this one thing. I gotta, real quick. I gotta say this thing. And there's still even a little bit of it in 2, like when he interrupts the the Oxford interview thing. He's like, I gotta tell you this one thing. I'm just gonna say it. And I'm gonna go. And then, like, I'm glad their chemistry is good enough to say it, because that could be an annoying thing, but somehow it works.
Like he's stuttering and she's just like smiling at him, looking at his doe eyes.
Yeah. God, they're cute together.
You will never have a relationship like this, viewer.
Yeah. Don't worry, neither will we. We're all in the boat together. Alright, so we establish Gwen, we establish the romance with her very quickly. We also establish the not as iconic as the Raimi versions, but very well done Aunt May and Uncle Ben. How much do you love them?
I like them. I like how much Aunt May is in this.
Yeah. It's they feel like an actual like a real married couple. Like, you don't get a lot of scenes of Ben and May in Raimi, like, and you believe them when they're there. But with this, I love like even just the little like smart aleck interactions that they have. I think one of my favorite like bits
With the meatloaf?
is the meatloaf, where it's just he like takes 80 things out of the fridge after getting home late because he's like awakened spider powers from the spider bite. And he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm late. I'm hungry," and grabs like 48 objects out of the fridge,
Even the meatloaf?
and they're just staring, and it's just like,
He's like, oh,
"It's just meatloaf.
I love meatloaf. This is the best meatloaf.
It's the best meatloaf I've ever had in my life. Oh, I'm going to take it all upstairs." And they're just shocked, and there's something really wrong here. Yeah, I know. Nobody likes your meatloaf. And she just looks. Why didn't you tell me you didn't like my? How many meatloafs have I made in 30 years?
37 years of me making meatloaf. Why didn't you say anything?
Every interaction, I love like this May and Ben a lot. They are very good. Like, I think the big emotional speeches that Ben makes in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 and 2 are better, but overall I think I prefer this Uncle Ben just as a character. Because like it's little moments like that meatloaf chat, or even the first scene you have with him where they're like trying to fix the leaky freezer downstairs, and he just says, "Hey man, put this on your. How's the other guy look? What? I know, all right, Cross man. Do I gotta call somebody, or you did you handle it? I love all those little interactions. It's great. He feels like that tough but fair guy that everybody knows and likes and respects.
Um, the way Peter's last interaction with Ben before he gets killed, and just the way he died is works really well in this movie, and further informs Peter's character, and in a way that I think is better than in the Raimi one.
Yeah, it's because I'm the nerd who's like, oh, in the comics. It's interesting because like you have a few different versions. You can only vary it up so much. With Uncle Ben getting shot, right? It's not the Superman origin story where you can do 800 different things as long as you get certain key points intact. You're pretty set in stone with Uncle Ben. Uncle Peter has to be off doing something. Usually, in most interpretations and the original comics, he's doing something related to the superpowers. He's like being kind of selfish with it. In this, like that came before. He's dealing with the fallout of his selfishness and his self-centeredness. And he gets his lecture and has the we don't want to say the words great power and great responsibility, but we're gonna do a speech that words around that. It's weird. It's weird how hard they're trying to not say with great power comes great responsibility. But aside from like that feeling, like that thing being in your head when you're watching, it's pretty well done. But I love Peter's response. It's that he gets told the lesson before he really has a chance to learn and internalize it, and he goes off about, yeah, well, if I come from this legacy of responsibility, where the fuck are my parents? Am I
Yeah,
not their responsibility? Why'd they dump me on you? Because you're not my dad.
there is significantly more where the fuck are my parents in this than in any like Spider-Man interpretation I've seen.
Yeah, it's
Like it's something that weighs on him, and is something that weighs on him, a whole baggage that he's like been carrying around, and he finally just lets it out on Ben.
Aunt Ben.
I said on Ben.
Oh, I thought you said Aunt Ben.
No, no, I did not flub my words that way.
Okay, that would have been good though. But yeah, I really appreciate that whole thing because you get that like angry at the world, angsty teenager who's just got some problems but is a pretty good kid at heart kind of feeling from him. And like so in this version, this is one of the only versions where he's not off like dicking around selfishly with his powers when Uncle Ben's getting shot. He's like 80 feet away. And
He watches it happen basically.
yeah, it's in most versions, like, you know, in the original comic, I believe, and in the Ultimate comic, it happens when he's gone, and he just gets told after he gets home from whatever he's doing. It's like, hey, this is what happened to your uncle. Raimi let him like at least get to the scene in time to watch him finish bleeding out and have like a final moment. In this, he like hears the gunshot like a block away and comes sprinting, which like my one gripe with it being, Ben, why did you go for the gun? He just saw the guy trip and the gun slip out of his pocket. Ben, why did you reach for that? Why did you want to fuck with that? If you didn't fuck with it, he wouldn't have just shot you. Why would he do that?
He wanted to protect people around him, so he needs to get rid of. He needs to move the gun away from the criminal.
But I think the criminal didn't want to shoot anyone.
He didn't know that.
He just assumed the worst in people. It's weird. Like the scene works, and you don't think about that in the moment. And it's really nitpicky of me, but as soon as I noticed it, like it was in my brain. So fuck it, I'm gonna bring it up a little. But aside from that, no, it's really well done.
Because like, I've heard the nitpicks prior when with people talking about this movie, and watching it, I'm like, no, I'm fine with this. I'm
Yeah,
okay with
no.
this.
Like most of the issues people have with this movie are either Lizard isn't well fleshed out, or it's little nitpicks here and there. Like I think because this was like the early 2010s, people the word of the week was hipster, so people were like, "Oh man, this Peter's a hipster. I don't like that."
And I mean,
That's
no,
about it.
Not really. He's a skater.
That's just, and this is entirely me trying to remember what people online were saying 15 years ago. So I might not even be entirely accurate. I just remember that being a vague sentiment.
He's not dressed like a hipster.
Yeah. After we establish like all these characters, we have I will go out and say, aside from just like Ben as a character, my other thing that I'll put this above the Raimi movies on, depressed sad boy Peter is done better in these movies than in Raimi.
Well, he doesn't do a little dance in this one.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, the Raimi movies are better.
But
Thank you for reassuring me.
looping back to Ben, their last interaction just being them fighting and like them never consoling on that and just like talking it out afterwards. It's
Oh
really
yeah,
raw and like yeah, that is how people die. Like suddenly out of your
yeah. Like
control with
you wish
unfinished.
that you like gave them one last hug, or you said "I love you" one more time, or that you didn't fight about that stupid thing. It's so real.
Like and you're like I wish he didn't die mad at me. Like
Mm.
that's what it is. That's the real like kicking the head.
Oh yeah. And like the fact that he can't even bring himself to listen to the whole voicemail because like it reminds him that like even though they were fighting and Ben was mad, like with that call he was trying to extend an olive branch and he's just like so mad at himself he can't even listen to the whole thing. I would say like that depressed Peter post Ben death is one of my favorite scenes as well because like Flash comes out with the olive branch too. And
Yeah.
let's see where like Peter puts him against the locker. Flash doesn't fight back. He just says, "Hey, I get it. That feels better, right? I'm sorry." And like the fact that he's just like, "No, I know that feeling, and this makes you feel better, yeah." And that just tells you everything you need to know about Flash in like one line. It informs a lot of like why he is the way he is. Then immediately walking away, Gwen just stopping, having no idea what the fuck to say in this situation, and just giving him that hug. It's mwah, chef's kiss. Love it. I love that scene. It's so good. After that, the only two things going on until he like reaches full superhero status are like establishing like Captain Stacy and Gwen's family dynamic and setting up more of their romance. And this vendetta against blonde criminals with tattoos on their wrists. That's about all there is there. It's weird because as far as I recall, as soon as like he's after that whole thing where he saves people on the bridge, I don't think he ever finds Ben's killer.
No,
Like that
no,
just goes nowhere.
no. At the end of the movie, like it even zooms, it pans over on like on what was left over of him looking for that, implying that it will be followed up in the next movie.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? Because like my assumption was that it was two things. One, like Captain Stacy calling him out on that bullshit at the dinner, where he's like, "Oh, if he was trying to help, he wouldn't just be going after a bunch of guys that all look exactly the same, like he's got a vendetta." This is clearly a guy who's after something in particular, not a hero. And then him realizing that he needs to be a responsible hero with his stuff on the bridge. I thought like that stuff he just decided to be over it and grow as a person instead of like
Mm,
holding on to revenge.
like
That's what I assumed.
letting that go.
Yeah, because like there's bigger things in the world to be doing with these powers than just, chasing selfish vengeance.
You know what? Yeah, that probably is like just a better interpretation of what they were going
Yeah,
for.
it's just but the fact that we have to debate that makes it a little worse done than when like no, you have the confrontation and it's over quick in Raimi and like he doesn't get the kill, but he's not much happier about it after. He just realizes that's not the responsibility I was supposed to get. I got to do something else. This really is just turning into like Raimi Spider-Man versus Amazing Spider-Man. It's a little vague, so like they could have had some kind of moment where they kind of like wrap up the fact they'll like, oh, I'm moving on from chasing down this guy.
Like
Like,
it could have
I-
been him like throwing like a bunch of stuff away.
yeah, it could have been a lot of things. But again, it's a small thing. Most of the issues in this movie are fairly small.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't take away from the movie.
Yeah.
But during all that stuff, we're setting up the lizard and all of Dr. Connor's stuff and baggage.
Right. It's weird because it's continuing the trend of Spider-Man movies having every single element trace like have a direct line to Peter Parker's personal life. We haven't even talked about the parent stuff yet.
Because
Uh,
the movie starts with a scene from Peter's past where he's a little kid and
and
his
like
dad.
someone has broken into the room they're playing hide and seek in, and there's shattered glass, and they've searched through things, and like, oh no, we gotta dump this kid with the aunt and uncle and book.
All Peter knows is that his parents are doing something and they left him with his aunt and uncle.
Never to be seen or heard from again.
And that's all we get within this movie.
Yeah, they expand more, but like you get the sense in that one scene that they were into some deep shit and they realized that they were in over their head and had to get out.
Yeah, there is more to it.
Yeah. Continuing on, because I brought up to Pig and other people that were around when we were watching these. In the comics, he has like super spy sciency parents, just flat out. They're like spy people.
Yeah.
Peter also has a spy sister named Teresa. It's a whole thing. No one's particularly happy about it. At this point, it's just in the comics to be brought up once every like few years. Like Teresa might show up and be like, "Hey, remember the fact that I exist? One story arc, and then I'm gonna leave again for a while. Bye." So I talked about, we would joke about the spy stuff during, which is not spy stuff in these movies necessarily. It's just like science people who like don't want the science to be used for evil for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But like it still has the vibe of some of that spy stuff.
It's corporate espionage, essentially.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But in Amazing One, it's all the science related stuff happens at Oscorp, and also Peter's love interest works at Oscorp, and the scientist at Oscorp was working with his scientist dad back in the day, so there's that personal connection. But they were both at the time both working at Oscorp. It's all Peter connections and Oscorp connections. That's all it is. It's these. It's a little too much for me.
It's used it's used well in this movie just to connect Peter, Gwen, and Dr. Connors into this plot.
Yeah, I kind of forgive how much of like a plot convenience the Oscorp connection is, just for the fact that in both movies, they make a point to ensure that brains are required as much as brawn in the final solution to the villain, and since Peter has to be the one bringing the brawn, Gwen also has to be there to make up for the brain power that can't be actively used at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So you do make it which is nice because they make Gwen an active character in the story, even though she's not fighting, which is nice. Anyway, Dr. Connors, they meet up because Peter's doing dad research, finds out his dad worked with Dr. Connors, and there's the Oscorp stuff, sneaks in, cheats some guy out of an internship, and he gets carried out the door screaming.
That's such a good scene.
It's so good. Surprise meet cute with Gwen. Surprise, ooh, there's some secret science stuff behind that secret door. Surprise meet cute with the spiders, raining on him in the hundreds.
Yeah, that spider room is so bizarre.
Yeah, and like it's established to like make their super genetically engineered web that's like as strong as steel cables, even though it's just webbing. And Peter just orders some and has it, and I'm like, what? If you can just get this stuff, why don't more people web swing?
Maybe it's very expensive.
Yeah, Peter can totally afford that on his high school budget. That's one of the only things I don't like, because I love that it's web shooters and not organic web, because that's accurate. And also, I like Peter inventing his own gadgets and stuff to help with the crime fighting. Except he didn't invent the web fluid at all. He just ordered some off the internet, presumably.
Do you think he's able to order it because he was at the internship?
I have no idea, because it wasn't under his name. It's weird. Like, it's for the convenience, because it's already a 2-hour and like 10 or 15-minute movie. And, they were already having to cut lizard stuff. Like, having a whole thing where he invents web fluid would have added too much to the runtime. But I love that aspect of Spider-Man, is that he's an inventor. And he at least is able to, like, MacGyver a watch into web shooters, and even puts a little light up deal on them for the sake of the audience being able to see that it's web shooters.
Yeah, maybe that's just the movie's biggest flaw. Like there's not enough time within the movie to get everything in.
Yeah, there's a bit of like bloat because we have so much time spent on like just character scenes that a lot of plot elements have to kind of get shoved aside for the sake of spending time with characters interacting.
Even just like remember the web shooter thing. Well, like you could have gone with organic web shooters.
I would have disliked it more. I think that would have been a bad choice.
Those spiders are making that web. Well, because he got bit by that spider, he can also make that web.
Yeah, you know what?
The whole
no, they should have had
the whole web shooter versus organic is a whole like debate.
See, clearly they should have done what they did in the comics, which is have web shooters in this movie, and then in the second movie, the insect queen, brainwashes and makes out with him and gets him mpreg, and turns him into a giant spider that's pregnant with his own body, and then the giant prego spider dies and gives birth to Peter again, but with organic webs this time.
I hope someone got fired for that.
I hope someone got a promotion for that. I forget who wrote that, but I need to look them up later and see who it is. We've established a lot of our players so far. We've got Peter, Gwen, and to an extent her dad. Through research on his dad, Peter discovers Dr. Connors, meets him, gets to know him, and the kind of other big player that's still like just kind of a menacing background element a lot of the time is Oscorp itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not getting to the Osborns until the next movie. After all of this, right? Because there's only so much to say with the Lizard, and we've already said at least half of it earlier. We get into like actually being Spider-Man and saving people, doing good things. Hey, MCU, you remember that? You have Tom Holland do that in the next one, please. I like when heroes save people. I enjoy this Spider-Man. I enjoy him in the suit. He has better quips. A little meaner, but like that's fine for very early Peter. In comparison to like Tom or Toby's Spider-Man. Pig, what do you think of this interpretation of, Spider-Man in the suit, and even the suit itself? The suit is also a fun one to talk about.
I really like this suit. I like
I like the basketball texture and the weird stuff.
The texturing, the webbing on the red, and the reflective eyes as well. It's a really
because like his first
suit.
prototype is like sunglasses lenses, and you see him do that. Like make a weird custom mask at first. It's cool. I think there was an interview or something where Mark Webb was like, well, we wanted to make the suit look different and a little more realistic to like, it's not going to be a special tailor-made like suit. It has to like look a certain amount of good to be in a movie. But like we wanted to see like what we could make with like different types of materials that an innovative like engineer-minded teenager might have around and see what, he might make.
Yeah, it does give off that
a good amount of backlash over it, and so they changed it in the second one. But I still really like the result of what they did.
It's a really good looking suit. What's there like? How much backlash was there?
I don't know the extent of it. It's just it's not the classic Spider-Man suit design. And that's it.
I mean, just looking at it, yeah, that's what Spider-Man looks like.
Yeah, like you can reckon. There's definite like big notable differences. There's a bit more blue on it. The arms are different. The whole like I'll just to make sure we have a good look at it, I'll put this in I think this might be a screenshot from the Insomniac games. Like this is like the suit design essentially, and it's solid.
The only complaint I would have is like there's no like separation using red from the upper torso and from the torso and the legs. That would be like,
yeah, like there's a little bit on the outer hips, but like there's a bit too much blue going on in the design. But I like the spider logo. I like the shades of colors. It's just a different take on it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, like there is no like big complaint out of me for this suit.
Yeah, it you know what it reminds me of? Because we've talked about this before as you got into different superhero media in recent months. The New 52 Superman suit, where they didn't want him to have the trunks on the outside because they thought that made him look like a dork.
Yeah.
So they just gave him a belt. They just gave him a thin red belt, and that's it. It kind of reminds me of that with like the larger amount of blue here.
Yeah, I can see like that similar thinking of that.
Yeah, which is weird because I think New 52 was around that time, like 2011, 2012. So weird how that lines up.
I guess that was just like the trend of like superhero design at the time.
Yeah, trying to make it look cool, and you can take this one seriously because they look slightly less dorky and colorful. So what do you think of Andrew's version of Spider-Man in the suit with the like how he fights, how he quips, and all that?
I like how agile he is.
He is very agile. We have better CG than the Raimi movie, so you can have a lot more like small, quick, agile movements. I really appreciate in particular, that time when he's crawling around the lizard's massive torso, webbing him up.
Yeah. He also like just does a lot more web than I remember like Raimi Spider-Man doing.
Yeah, that was one thing that I always wished they did a little more was web-related combat because, with something like this movie or more in like the animated stuff, you could see a bit more like using webs for like mobility and quick momentum based movements or little moves in fights like that. But there's not quite enough of it in the Raimi movies, but it's just the style of them. Oh, also, one of the best Stan Lee cameos is in the middle of a great Spider-Man fight in this.
So the lizard comes to school to fight Spider-Man because he has figured out that it's Peter at this point.
Yeah.
So like in Ultimate Spider-Man, he's fighting him in the school.
Yeah, the comparison we're making is the Green Goblin invading the school to find Harry in the comic. Go ahead.
The fight goes into the library, and Stan Lee is just there with headphones on, like he's like organizing books or something.
Yeah, oblivious to the action.
All the action is happening behind him, but all you hear is whatever he's listening to.
Yeah. There's like a table getting flung at him, and it's just like held in the air by webbing right like a foot behind his head for a second before it gets flung back at the lizard. It's really good. But yeah, we've gone over Peter and Spidey, the fights. Not much else for this movie aside from the lizard himself and the big final plan, which is I'm gonna cover the city in galaxy gas that turns everyone into lizards.
We will all. He could cure cancer, but he wants to turn everyone into lizards.
Yeah, we did it. We made the reference, everyone.
I made the reference.
You can all clap.
Yeah, he wants to turn everyone into lizards. Why? You have to watch the deleted scenes to see that.
Yeah, I think it's generally like his weird lizard brain probably thinks he's the next step in evolution, and everyone will be better off when we're all lizards. So everyone will be lizards now.
We get a really like creepy scene, or like really like a horror scene where like he releases just some of the gas.
Gwen's in the closet.
Right, no, I'm talking about the one where he releases like the gas on the cops and they all start turning into lizards.
Oh, that one. Yeah. That's pretty strong. I thought you meant the scene where like Gwen is sciencing up some anti-science gas to defeat the lizard gas, and she has to hide in the closet. And he does like the thing where like lizards taste the air with their tongue, so he like is mouth breathing for a second to figure out where she is by scent. And she's just waiting to see if she gets found.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And sets him on fire while he's just like, geez, could you not? I'm just gonna grab the thing real quick, thank you.
Now, one thing about the lizard, how big of a villain is the lizard in comics?
Like lore-wise, he's got some important stuff because like Kurt Connors is a pretty consistently good guy, and there's a lot of lore to him being the lizard because like Peter and him have done science together a fair bit. Peter has helped him regain control of his life many times. There was a point where, the lizard got to take full control for like absolutely for a while and ate Dr. Connor's son. And Connor's consciousness was just in there helpless to stop it. And just like, man, he's messed up in the head for life from that shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like he's not one of the like when he's around he's a heavy hitter, but he's not like the biggest deal. Like he's not a Sinister Six, and he's not
he's not at the level of Goblin or Venom or
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
Yeah, he's he's fine. I would say B tier.
Like
everyone knows about him, but no one's like, yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy Peter's got to look out for.
Okay. He's not obscure, but like he's not a nobody.
Yeah, he's not like
he's a guy.
He's not Shocker, but he's not Goblin. And everybody just knows Shocker because he's the best like D-list jobber.
Like on the scale of Shocker to Goblin, he's towards Goblin on the Goblin half.
Yeah, like he's like if Shocker's like the 0, Goblin's 100. Lizard's like at 60.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows him, everybody likes him. Just it's not the biggest name to pull. I'm not a big fan of his weirdly flat, human-y like CG face. I think he should have a lizard snout because that's what he always has, except for here, and it looks off-putting that he doesn't have a lizard snout.
Yeah, that could have been a change they could have made.
I think they wanted to like use the actor's like face mocap more than they might have been able to otherwise. But
That's another Hollywoodism.
yeah, that's like my best guess based on nothing. I've read and heard nothing supporting that. It's just a shot in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Aside from that, yeah, he's there. He's a villain. He's a tough fight. He scratches Peter up real good at one point, but
The
he's,
important part of the climatic action scene is Gwen's dad dying.
yeah, it's weird how big an element that is in the second movie, and they never mentioned the lizard once in the second movie. No one cares about the lizard.
That was a thing that happened. Let's move on.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, the big thing, you do get one big hey, New Yorkers coming together, fuck yeah moment with like the family Peter saved, the dad is a construction worker who gets people to line shit up to where he can easy swing his way to the final fight. But in I bring this up just because in that sequence, Gwen's dad, Captain Stacy, figures out the secret identity and kind of gives his blessing to go give a super ass kicking to the lizard, and then shows up for the final fight to hold off the lizard while Peter does the thing with the MacGuffin and the things, and pays the ultimate price for doing so. Which is funny because he just shows up with a shotgun and starts blasting.
It's really good.
I really love it because he just shows up like out of nowhere, just like bang. Hey, I got this. Go do the thing. Bang, bang, bang. Gwen and Peter successfully blue gas the green gas to where it cures the previous lizarding victims, it cures the lizard himself, and the second he's cured of lizardism, he realizes he's doing fucked up shit and saves Peter's life. Because holy shit, I was gonna kill Peter. It's a really nice moment because he can't save him with the regenerated arm, so he has to grab with the other one. It's a nice little moment of regaining his humanity, but also a bit of tragedy as you watch the arm fall away. But the most emotionally hitting stuff, of course, is the death of Captain Stacy. That's a thing from the comics. Although it was just falling debris, like rubble, killed him because a kid was gonna get crushed, so he pushed the kid out of the way and died in the kid's place. And here, he got by the lizard. At the end of his life, he lets Peter know, I understand, you do what you gotta do, you do your hero thing, but it's dangerous, so you stay away from my daughter. And then he dies.
And
Peter just gets to live with that.
He keeps that promise for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, long enough to like make the worst day of Gwen's life even worse. And then he takes it back after it's much easier.
He could have still showed up.
It feels really shitty.
He could have still showed up for the funeral.
Yeah, like showing up to the funeral would have been fine, and then afterwards pulling her aside and being, "Hey, I need to keep you safe because your dad was around this shit and he died. I can't have that happen to you." Like it would have been so much smoother like that.
But no, you had to you had to miss the funeral. Flash was there.
Yeah, Flash was there. Like I love Flash at the end of the movie because he's like all of a sudden he's broing out with Peter just out of that one hallway moment where they like trauma bond. Now they're bros. He's wearing a Spider-Man shirt and he's like, "Oh, cool shirt." And he's like, "Yeah, man, dude's crazy." Also, chicks like him. But yeah, no, he gets guilted by the ghost of Gwen's dad into breaking up with his daughter. But that's really depressing, and he's an impulsive teenager, so that lasts for like maybe a week or two in time, in movie time, before he just whispers to Gwen, just like, "I'm not keeping that promise. Fuck that." Fuck that noise.
Overall,
it's overall really good.
It's a very good movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, and you were so excited to get to the next one too.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which will surely be better than the first one.
Yeah, even better, like Spider-Man 2 from Spider-Man 1. Like we're just gonna like up the stakes, up the effects, up the action, up everything. It'll be amazing. It'll be just like the first time around.
Oh,
and, like,
boy, was it not?
We joked about like how this movie is known for being a disappointing sequel. And the funny thing is, outside of the opening scene, which is just an expansion on the first movie's opening scene, like more you get to see the death of Peter's parents. And it was like, oh, I uploaded the secret data to the secret lab, and we're gonna keep the secret with us, and we're gonna leave our son out of it. Oh no, the assassin is on the plane, and they die.
No, he killed the pilot. Now we're crashing.
Yeah, and also like his body's gonna fly into the fucking engine, even though we're already crashing. So now we're crashing even more. Aside from that, like once we get to the Spider-Man stuff immediately after, like Pig and everyone in the call is having a good time because it's a pretty fun opening scene.
The first
And
like the opening scene, the montage of him doing Spider-Man stuff. He catches a really nasty cold, but he's still doing hero stuff.
yeah, well, that's not in the opening. That's like a bit later on.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, like that,
the
like
first-
just the general Spider-Man stuff. When he's in the costume in the second movie, like 9 times out of 10, you're still having a good time. Like Mark Webb didn't forget how to make fun Spider-Man stuff.
The first act is very solid. I really enjoyed the first act of that movie.
Yeah, we got 10 or 15 minutes into the movie, and Pig was like, Para, I don't know what you were talking about, man. This movie's great. Like, I don't see how this is a disappointing movie.
That was
And then,
that was before the EOS fixed
Yeah.
his tooth gap.
yeah, then like 30 minutes passed, and Pig was beginning to know what it was meant.
I want to say the movie started to become bad during the electric eel scene. I would have to rewatch it and like pinpoint like where does it all go wrong. I want to
Pig,
say it's there.
Pig, as like a film student and one who works on like filming projects, I think you could make an amazing little like video essay on all the problems with Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I'm sure someone else has already done that.
I'm sure. But yeah, whereas like there was a bit of bloat to the first movie due to like how many direct connections everything had to have with Peter Parker's life, but also how much time the movie wanted to spend in intimate moments with characters. The second movie also has a lot of bloat. Except instead of with all the good shit like the first movie, the bloat is just from how many plot points and like setups for future movies can we cram into 2 hours and like 20 minutes.
And let's also intertwine every single plot point. So it's difficult to try and like fix it in your brain without completely altering the movie.
Yeah, you have to like complete rewrite this stuff because all the little elements like do have an important point of like, you know, crossing the streams or earlier on. Like if this was a movie just about Electro and they changed some stuff about Electro, it might have been fine. If this was a movie just about like the origin of the Green Goblin and no Electro, it might have been fine. But the way it's structured now, everything is so important to everything else.
There is no fat or filler in this movie.
Yeah, other than like the
know...
references and setups to future movies, which like you can only take like realistically 10, maybe 15 minutes out of that. It's still gonna feel bloated with too many like plot lines.
Like somehow there's no fat or filler in this movie, but it still feels like there's so much going on and like nothing. I don't know. This is like one of the most frustrating movies I've seen because like it is one of those movies where you watch and you want to fix it while you're watching it. You want to like you're already rewriting it.
Potential.
You're already rewriting it in your brain, but everything's so woven so tightly. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, well, like, and it was well done in the first movie because it was like it wasn't just tightly woven in the first one, but like they still did a similar thing where like in that first like 50 minutes you're setting up the origin of the powers, the dead parents, the relationship with Aunt May and Uncle Ben and the tragic death, the romance with Gwen Stacy, the strained relationship to Gwen's dad. Oh man, but also you got the lizard over here, and he's also your girlfriend's boss, and also works for the company your dad worked for, and they work together, and like there's a lot of linked up stuff there. But like, man, like when you saw like Max Dillon, Electro, have a meet cute moment with Gwen Stacy in the elevator, did you think that was going to be an important plot point later?
No, but it is. They meet for like a couple of seconds, and that's what allows Electro to figure out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah, but also like if she didn't know about Max Dillon, she wouldn't have been searching his name in the database to figure out what happened to that guy she met. And then like her search getting detected by their security, so security coming to hunt down Gwen Stacy and disappear her because she was asking too many questions, which then leads to her bumping into Peter and him explaining that Harry's dying, and then her and Harry have that elevator interaction immediately after that. So now they know each other. It's all everything domino effects into each other.
So like the very first thing of note for this plot is Peter as Spider-Man saving Max Dillon, and Max Dillon being this parish social person. Like,
Oh yeah,
Spider-Man knows me. I'm his guy. He's gonna be at my
he told
birthday
me
party.
so himself.
He's gonna be at my birthday party because he knows it's today.
Yeah,
And
yeah. This is
I really like that for a villain setup.
it would be fine if like everything after he got his powers was better done, because Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy are the two people in the world who have ever treated Max Dillon with any sort of human decency as far as we can tell.
After he becomes Electro, he's just a completely different character.
Yeah, it's he's
What-
like just a very confused man who like has no self-awareness, and then a very angry man, which is understandable because he got shot. But still, like he's very freak out and reactionary, and like I feel like he is living out his like edge lord, like 12-year-old who watched Gohan go Super Saiyan 2 and thought like, yeah, I'm like Gohan. Like he's living out that shit in his head. Because this is because the realistic thing is like he's the extra awkward weird guy at work who's good at his job and isn't actually like a threat to anyone. He's just off-putting. And when like after like the evil German scientist puts him in the torment nexus to interrogate him and shit, he's like, the whole world will learn what it's like to live in my world, a world of darkness without hope and without mercy. I'm like, bro, you creep out girls at coffee shops. That's like the worst of your life. Shut the fuck up.
A world without Spider-Man.
A world without Spider-Man.
A world with no light.
It's so fucking.
Uh,
I'm like, yeah, it was really unfortunate
it
that one cop was trigger happy, but Spider-Man was nothing but kind to you in any instance.
that whole like line from him almost sets up a Kingdom Hearts joke out of you.
It's so close.
But it just misses the mark.
Because I can't stop laughing at like how stupid it is to be coming from the guy who's had powers for about a day and is insisting that he has suffered more than any human ever has. It's so fucking stupid.
So I do not like his design. Him being
Oh no,
him being a glowing
Timu Dr. Manhattan.
a glowing electric man is like so like that's a whole nother thing about him being just a completely different character. He looks nothing like what he looked like previously. Which you could say
Yeah.
that about Dr. Connors becoming the lizard, but like that's a whole like different subset of
Yeah.
transformation.
Yeah, and also
And
we
I'm-
did just get through complaining about him not looking quite like the lizard.
And I'm thinking about what he looks like in No Way Home, where he's just like a guy wearing like a suit thingy, and he shoots electricity. And also he has
Yeah.
like a proper hairline in that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I think also in No Way Home there might be certain shots where like the electricity effect like makes a star on the top half of his face. I can't remember. That might be a thing that happens in a couple of shots. But like that is supposed to be what his design is a big dumbass star on his face because he's a fucking goober wearing a bright green and yellow costume with a big star on his face. Fucking Dr. Manhattan ass blue guy. Fuck you.
like there have been 3 different Electros here, right? 3 different Max Dillons. The awkward nerdy guy at work, Dr. Manhattan, and proper hairline Max Dillon.
Yeah, and like proper hairline Max Dillon is not at all the same guy as either of the other two. Like that is not Jamie Foxx playing Electro. That's just Jamie Foxx. That's that's all it is in No Way Home. Like he is not being Max Dillon there at
Yeah,
all.
how do we write Electro for this movie? We'll make him Jamie Foxx. It's a good thing we already have Jamie Foxx to play him.
Yeah, and like I'll give him that I appreciated that funny little line where he sees Peter and is just like, oh man, like a local neighborhood hero seemed like he might have grown up poor or something. I thought she was black under there. Like
That is
that's
not
not a
a
line that Max Dillon from this movie would say.
Yeah, that's not what he was
That
thinking.
is so not it at all.
I imagine the writers thinking, okay, how the fuck do we salvage this?
And they did the correct thing, which is pretend it never happened and do something else.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Yeah, it's weird. Since we did mention like the initial like Spider-Man scene, I do want to talk about that for just a minute here.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like one, it looks great. The swinging is really fun. Like the quips are pretty consistently solid. The action's fun. We even have a nice little like call to Gwen where she's like trying to be a stickler about, oh, get to your graduation and don't be doing dangerous things. Are those sirens? No. It's very cute. My one complaint being Peter's fucking around way too much in in that opening thing
Oh,
because
he's
the
feeling himself.
he's feeling himself and he's letting people die, Pig. Pig, he gets to the driver's side door where like the Rhino, who's not the Rhino yet, is like driving the getaway semi with all the uranium or plutonium or whatever in the back. And he like knocks on the window and like does the fake handshake. He's like, "Oh man, Spider-Man, oh, call me this, call me that." Whoa, whoa. Climbs on top to dangle his feet over. Oh, not much of a handshake guy, huh? Oh, excuse me, I'll be right back. Jumps off the truck so that he's not in the way when it smashes through three more cars at an intersection.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, those people are critically injured.
Or dead. Like, Peter has the strength to rip the car door off and grab the guy like he does in the Insomniac game and then just stop the truck. He could have just done that. But he was feeling himself a little too much. Aside from that, it is a really fun opening scene. It's just like, come on, be Spider-Man a little more, please. But yeah, after that, we have like many plot points to wrangle. Let's try and like get a solid list of all these because we have
So,
one.
Peter is being haunted by Gwen's cop ghost dad.
Yeah, Ghost Dad is guilt tripping him into breaking up with Gwen for apparently like the 13th time. So we have the Ghost Dad guilt slash relationship troubles.
Uh,
We
him,
have the
hi-
origin of Electro.
the origin of Electro. Him investigating what happened with his parents.
Yeah, we have a separate parent investigation that is apparently like hardly linked at all to the investigation that yielded results from the first movie. Like they discovered his life's work and this like scientific formula that fixes all of Dr. Connor's research and allows for like cross species genetic mutations to be done in like scientific environments and could lead to all this stuff. No, apparently that was now just a side project or something. It was always about the spider stuff, according to this movie. I don't know. He was working closely with Dr. Connors in the last movie. This time, no, he was spending all his time working with Norman Osborn on these spiders. It's really weird and contradictory, but yeah, discovering all of that stuff. Three, we have like,
Harry Osborn is back in town.
yeah, my long lost, my bestest pal in the whole wide world, who I never mentioned in the first movie.
He's back in town, and also the goblinization disease has now affected him.
Yeah, we also have like plot disease killing Harry. We also have a strange relationship with Aunt May because the more he focuses on his parents, the more like excluded from his life she feels. And also she is trying to fill her time and get a little extra money by becoming a registered nurse. Gwen moving to England is a thing. The Rhino is a background thing. I don't think we count that as a proper plot point.
No, it's a thing for the opening scene and the post credits scene.
It's not post credits. It's just how the movie ends.
No, it was meant to be a post credits scene. I can tell just by looking at it.
Well, but Pig, the movie ends on Spider-Man's triumphant return. Did you want them to like give an Empire Strikes Back like depressing ending before the return?
We can talk about that later We'll push that to
Yeah.
the end.
Let's see what else do we. All right, we have to have Harry Osborn gets kicked out of Oscorp for being a teenager. They don't really have a reason to do it other than like he was kind of like feeling himself in that board meeting, telling everyone, "Hey, I'm in charge of the company. Now you all work for me, and by extension, my assistant, the Black Cat. I mean, she's not that yet, but Felicia, you know who you are.
Oh, that's who that is.
There is only one Spider-Man character named Felicia. Yeah, side quest. Since we're not going to count like Felicia or Rhino or anything, I'm just going to say one plot point: set up as many like known Spider-Man like antagonists as possible for future movies.
We got the co-worker who's really mean to Max, played by the guy from The Office,
Smythe.
Smides.
Yeah. Alistair Smythe, inventor of the Spider Slayers. More plot points. Oscorp dickhead stole Max Dillon's design for the electricity power grid, and he's mad about that. Plot point. Electro wants revenge on Spider-Man for not being his best friend enough, or not being able to stop trigger-happy cops from shooting, or something. It's really not clear. Or maybe just for getting more attention than him in that fight. Any of these could be true.
Maybe.
Plot point. Maybe Spider-Man blood can cure Harry Osborn plot disease.
We're later shown that it does not do that.
Yeah. Plot point. Oscorp has a secret projects thing that Harry's not aware of, but that's where they keep all the cool shit.
Yeah, that's where they keep those wings and those like 4-arm things.
Yeah, it's...
And like this rhino armor for some reason. Why is it themed after a rhino? I don't know.
Well, we have like octopus arms and vulture wings sitting right next to it. So
And these things are all quite sinister, and there's 6 of them.
at least. Well, Harry wants to keep the team small, you see.
Keep the team small, make it sinister.
Yeah. There's so much going on. Fucking Harry and Electro relate really well because friends didn't work out for them.
We're the same, you and I. We both had bad
Yeah,
stuff happen
Max,
to them.
I need you. I have nothing without you. Oh, I guess we're friends now.
Here's a suit, so you're not like a naked blue man.
Yeah, here's like a Fantastic Four impact suit for some reason. We just have that around. Also, here's a health bar to stick on your forehead.
A health bar. Yeah, that's what it is basically. Well, actually,
You after they kill Electro, you watch it go to zero. Oh, there's so much in this movie that didn't need to be there, but is too intertwined to take out. Pig, would you like to try and make sense of how these things connect for the audience? Or
yes, but not in order.
okay, you do it however you got to do it, man.
Okay, the thing his dad was working on, Peter's dad, was this the whole spider science. And
Oh, right, the secret origins of why the spider bites work for Peter, but only Peter. I forgot that plot point. It's very important.
It's
so important.
His dad's blood is in the DNA of the spiders, so
it can only work on people related to Richard Parker.
It can only work on Parkers. So potentially anyone who is related could become a spider person, and because of that,
right.
because of that, that is the reason why his blood will not cure Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
But before Peter even learns that fact, he goes to Harry as Spider-Man to tell him that he won't give him his blood because it might hurt him, even though at that point he doesn't know why for sure that it would. Or
yeah, that's stupid.
He doesn't have any inkling as to if it would hurt him or not. I don't know why he went there at that point in the story to tell him that.
I don't know why he said no. Like, you hire the smartest scientists in the world. Have them take a look at the blood first and see, like, get a blood sample from Harry, mix them together, look in a microscope, see what happens.
Peter, why didn't you tell him you're Spider-Man? You could have told him you were Spider-Man, and it would have like stopped a lot of the plot to happen. So that's that plot point. Harry Osborn having the goblinization disease. Basically, his dad Mr. Osborn is dying from the goblinization disease, and it's genetic. So now that he's like
Yeah.
18 or 20, whatever, however old he is, it's gonna appear in his body soon, and it starts to appear on his neck as like this kind of gross thing, and he will eventually die by like the age of like 50 perhaps, and he has to find a
Something like
cure
that.
somehow. It's really like egging. It's a real nagging thing on him, and that concludes when he injects the spider blood in his bloodstream, and it doesn't cure him. It makes him worse, but it doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
I think it does. Like, doesn't no, it doesn't make him stronger. I don't know what
We
it
don't
does.
know what it does. We just know that he's like barely able to move at first, so he has to get to the like auto healing battle suit that also comes with the glider.
Yeah, he looked at that earlier while he was snooping around in the files. There's a battle suit with a glider.
Yeah, that accelerates
So he
healing
puts that.
somehow.
So the spider blood
And
didn't fix him. It might have made him worse. We don't know, but it made him look worse, and it changed his hairstyle.
yeah,
And now he's the Goblin, and now he wants to kill Spider-Man.
presumably he still liked Max though because he went to where Max was getting his ass kicked, and he didn't know that Spider-Man was Peter at that point. So presumably he was only there to back up Max.
Did he not know that was Peter?
No, I think it was when he saw that Gwen was also there, and that he realized, like, oh right, you're
well,
Peter's girl.
Maybe he wanted to see that if. Maybe he just wanted to see if Max had won or not. So in case he didn't win, he could just like finish the job.
Or maybe he just wanted to go tell Spider-Man to go fuck himself. Some he would do.
The plot of Ghost Dad giving him guilt. That actually I really like that. That's very that's very Peter. Like all the guilt just weighing him down and holding him back.
Yeah, that's that one is a very good, very Spider-Man, and it leads to a lot of like cute moments of them trying to fight against how good their romantic chemistry is and failing miserably.
That concludes at the end of the movie where Gwen Stacy dies. It's because of you.
He doesn't need to stay away from her anymore.
That is because of
We
you,
solved the
Peter.
problem.
Peter, your girlfriend died because of you.
Yeah, like Ghost Dad was entirely correct the whole time. Like the movie is going so far to like make you want them to say fuck Ghost Dad and fuck the guilt, just be together and be happy. And the lesson at the end is fuck you for wanting that. Ghost Dad was right. Gwen would be alive if not for this.
Yeah. So that plot point, I like that. It worked well. It concluded well.
Yeah.
The next plot point, Electro. Max, we talked about him already. Yeah, awkward guy at work. He's parasocial with Spider-Man. He becomes Electro after a bunch of eels bite him, and they fix his tooth gap. I don't know why. The tooth gap is fixed. I think the movie just becomes bad after that point.
Yeah, because you were like kind of feeling like Max being a super weirdo before that.
Yeah, like him being set up as this like kind of parasocial character towards Spider-Man is a really good like conflict to have among all this other stuff. But as
I remember like they had the meet cute in the elevator with Gwen, and you're like, I don't like that interaction, but it's interesting. It makes me uncomfortable though, because like I think you thought that was gonna go somewhere, like he was gonna be into Gwen.
Maybe who knows? But once he actually just becomes Electro, he's just a different character now.
Yeah.
He causes some ruckus in Times Square. But Spider-Man comes in to save the day. They tussle for a bit. A police officer shoots at him. He causes some destruction. Eventually, Spider-Man stops him. Everyone cheers, and Electro's arrested. He gets put into the Torment Nexus at the whatchamacallit jail, where they keep all the superpowered villains.
Yeah, the Oscorp Special Projects prison at Ravencroft.
Yeah, Ravencroft. Why does Oscorp own a prison?
Well, it's just kind of a Oscorp owns everything thing. It's a problem this movie has, is that Oscorp has to own and be behind every single thing that is bad in New York, apparently.
Yeah.
Because Ravencroft is just an established prison in the comics, but I don't think it has direct ties to Oscorp.
Dr. Kefka, who is a comic book character, at least.
Yeah, she's supposed to be a nice lady who helps out Spider-Man.
Yeah, but in this, it's Dr. Mangala, the evil German doctor.
I want to see how strong you are, Electric Man.
I'm going to put you in the torment nexus.
From the famous novel, Please Don't Create the Torment Nexus.
He gets put in the torment nexus. Basically, they kick him out of the movie to bring him back later, and so he gets brought back later by Harry Osborn, who
with a little taser shock. It's all he needed.
yeah. Come help me. Take revenge on Oscorp.
Yeah.
Like the conflict against Oscorp is actually, I think, well done. I like that bit.
Yeah, Oscorp is very, very evil in this. Which is weird because, like, they're only evil in the first one in the, like, corporations pushing around those with less power kind of way that you expect of any big company.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have to move your deadline. We're running out of time. Do the unethical experiment or else. Like, that's very typical, like, shady business shit you'd expect in a lot of stories. In this, it's no. We don't care about this one guy. We will remove all the safety features for him because nobody feels like sticking around after work. That directly led to this guy dying. We're gonna hide his corpse and cover up the fact that he ever existed with government connections and whatnot. Hopefully, no one will ever know. Oh wait, he turned into a mutant. Okay, we're gonna kidnap him. Like we're gonna use our influence on the prison system to get him moved in a special science research cell where we can put him in our own torment nexus, custom for him, and do inhumane experiments on him, while we're stealing the legacy of this company from its owner and framing that guy for every bad thing that we ever did in the last 6 months, so that we can like ruin this child's life and keep all our money.
So Electro fights Spider-Man. Him and Gwen work together to beat him, and he explodes and dies.
He sure does.
And what's next? There's all the Oscorp stuff, which you mentioned just now.
Yeah.
They're trying to steal the company from the Osborns.
Yeah.
The reason Harry is like annoying or something. Maybe they've always wanted to do that. Well, now that the old man is dead, we can just take it. Oh, his son is here to take over. Well, I don't particularly like that. Well, let's do all this corporate espionage stuff to take it away from him.
Yeah, let's just use his password in every unethical thing we do in the system, and then frame him.
Let's change the name on everything to Harry Osborn. Harry Osborn okayed this. He okayed the construction.
Harry, why did you put Max in the torment nexus, Harry? But I didn't put him in. I got him out of the torment. Harry, why did you do that?
Harry, why did you fund the creation of these 6 sinister devices?
Harry, why did you create the turn people into lizard gas?
He wasn't even there for that.
I can't believe Harry Osborn killed Peter's parents.
There's the whole Gwen got accepted into Oxford University, so she has to move to England. That's intertwined with the Ghost Dad plot, because that's the whole romance thing.
Yeah, because, like, Peter's not an active part of her life for a while, and that's when she gets this offer, and right when they're becoming friends again, he learns, and he gets to be all conflicted about it.
The estrangement from Aunt May stuff is intertwined with the investigation of the parent stuff. And that's one of those things in this movie I really enjoyed, because it's really real and relatable.
Yeah, when they're doing like real character shit like that, this movie it reaches the same kind of heights that the first one did. But then you go to the Electro, and you're like, oh.
So let's see what Electro's doing. Oh, he's being tortured.
Yeah, it doesn't help that the movie's soundtrack is schizophrenic.
Yeah. The soundtrack might be the worst part of this movie.
Considering everything we've said so far, that's, noteworthy.
So the soundtrack of this movie was composed entirely by Pharrell Williams. Maybe not entirely, but he was a big part of the sound and music of this movie, or just the music, the music of the movie. Pharrell Williams, who lives in a community college. I'm sure you've seen that picture of Pharrell Williams wants to sell his house, and it looks like a fucking community college building.
I have not seen this image. I'll have to look at that. I'm just thinking of
there are some good tracks, but a lot of the music in this movie just does not fit the scene that they are placed in.
Like I think some of the better tracks in this movie are just reused score from the first movie, because I think like the main theme is just the same main theme from the first movie. And whenever that comes on, or they're doing like a different rendition of it, like, oh, here's a slower version on piano because it's a little more somber or whatever, that's all good because they just used the good music that they already had.
Like, Electro kind of has this theme that just does not fit him at all. I think there's like a bit of flute in there. It's most noticeable in that scene where he's causing a ruckus in Times Square.
Yeah, and you hear Jamie Foxx whispering exactly what his character is going through in that like the fucking League of Legends arcane soundtrack meme. Like that's what Jamie Foxx was doing like years before Arcane.
I think
It's like, oh no, they didn't believe me. They ignored me, and now they shot at me. And you just hear in the soundtrack Jamie Foxx going, "They ignored me. They shot at me." Those are real. Those are lyrics, apparently.
I think later on in the movie, Electro has a different theme that fits him a lot better.
Mm.
It's when it's after he's been broken out of prison and like when he's fighting Spider-Man.
The one musical thing I do like in this movie, aside from just like that one theme, is that whenever one thing idea that certain versions of Electro try to push for some reason is the idea that Electro wants to be pure energy, like a living being made of pure energy for some reason. And he's just kind of that by default in this already. So he's like moving as electricity from like weird power column to power column in the power station that he designed. And when he figures out that it can make various tones when he does that in the middle of his Spider-Man fight, he starts beating Spider-Man's ass to the tone of Itsy Bitsy Spider. And Peter just goes out loud, "I hate this song." And I like that.
Oh, and Peter's ringtone is the Spider-Man theme.
Yeah, which he also whistles to himself on occasion. Shout out to this movie being funnier than you would think. They got some legit laughs out of the squad in the call.
Yeah, yeah. It has a lot of good comedy. Some of it unintentional.
Some of it's unintentional, but you know they meant for you to laugh when he accidentally answered his crowbar instead of his phone. I went, "Ow!"
Yeah, it's after he's like doing a bunch of like jibber jabber in the shed. Sciencing, trying to make a web that's like doesn't conduct the electricity, so it can fight Electro better.
Yeah.
We see on the table a phone and a crowbar in the back. The phone's ringing. He webs the crowbar in accident, and you just hear him go, "Ow!"
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a lot of things, but it's weird how much of this movie works versus how much doesn't. Because every time Peter's in the costume, it's a good time. And even with all of the bloat in this movie, they still take time at a few different points to just be like, and here's Spider-Man being a hero and saving people and just being a nice guy. It's so nice when he just saves some little kid named like Jorge or something, I think, from like some bullies in an alley. He's getting his science project destroyed, and then Spider-Man's just there backing him up. And they all run off, and he webs the project back together and starts talking about the science of it. So, oh, that's so cool, man. Here, let me walk you home. What's your name? I'm Spider-Man. It's really great. I love hero moments like that.
Well, one little detail with the way he's being acted in this Spider-Man is that he will only sometimes have a New York accent.
Well, that's because Andrew Garfield is British, so I don't think he can maintain like a thick New York accent as consistently, but like a general American accent he can do pretty well.
I want to say it only comes up when he's Spider-Man.
Oh no, that when he's like first hanging out with Harry again, it's really inconsistent. Shout outs to him, like I said, "Oh, you got a girlfriend?" Peter just going, "That's the question. That's the question." As he climbs over a fence for no reason.
It's like okay, all with this movie and the previous movie, all the like just character dialogue stuff is very like mumblecore, except except you can hear people clearly.
Yeah,
where it's just where it's like entirely character focused. All the scenes with Peter and Gwen, Peter and Harry, they're all really well done. Like that's I think Mark Webb's like strongest like best aspect, and as a director he can make two characters talk and it'd be like the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, intimate character interactions are definitely some he excels at. I didn't like the Peter Harry stuff worked well enough. I didn't think it was strong enough to overcome the thing in my brain of like, so wait, these guys haven't seen each other for like a decade, but they're best friends. I don't know, a little weird.
I think it starts to fall apart once he starts being Goblin.
Uh,
Like I want to say it's like I want to say it's the seed where he comes to him as Spider-Man to tell him no.
and Peter's like barely changing his voice.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man.
You're a fraud. I love when he tries to throw like the scotch glass at Spider-Man, who just like slightly moves his head, and a shard of glass just pops back into his cheek. It's like, ah, fuck.
Oh.
That's really good. Oh, I love what a loser he is.
God, he didn't have
It's
to.
great.
He didn't have to talk. He didn't have to go to Harry to tell him no. He didn't have to go to Harry at all. Why'd he do that? All he did was antagonize him. That scene
Yeah,
exists.
because Harry was gonna keep hounding Peter about it until something happened. So I get that, but like saying no doesn't make sense. Like even if Spider-Man is a separate entity from Peter, Spider-Man knows what an Oscorp is. He knows that it's full of science men doing the science things. So like he can just be like, "Hey, I am the only person qualified to deal with my blood. I'll work with a scientist or two that you have and your blood sample to see if anything is compatible here. But I will promise nothing." And then spend like a couple hours, like one afternoon with one of their scientists,
That scene,
like looking at blood samples.
that scene exists to set up the conflict at the end of the movie and nothing else.
Yeah. I really love how this is unrelated, going back to Gwen stuff. I really love how literally nothing happened to make Peter get over his fucking like trauma about Ghost Dad. And he's just like, well, I'm within 4 feet of Gwen right now. I'm going for it. It's so fun. Because like their only like platonic interaction was like the most heavy flirting I've seen in my fucking life. They're like, oh no, you can't be the. We need ground rules against you being this fucking cute all the time. Oh my god, you're too adorable. And they're like poking at each other for how cute they are the whole time until Electro interrupts. And like I think the next time we see them outside of Spider-Man walking up to Gwen Stacy and just going, England, really? And then leaving. Aside from that, I think like it's like the next thing that they do together is get in that closet and be adorable again.
All their scenes are really good.
It's so fun. It's just the fact that like nothing happened to change his mind from the guilt trip.
It is entirely.
So I can only assume that it was purely on the power of horny.
Yeah, it isn't. It is entirely in character for a teenager / very young adult to do.
Yeah, I can tank the emotional damage. Look at her. She's gorgeous. Come on. I'm going in. Like that. That's what it is. All the big intertwining plots are. I think we've covered the majority of them decently here.
Yeah.
And if you want to like a comprehensive like chronological synopsis of what happens in this movie, in case we didn't make enough sense, just go watch it. It is fascinating. There's a lot to it.
Yeah,
but, like you understand the whole thing in one watch. It's just really fucking intertwined.
It's not.
What I'd like to talk about. Oh, go ahead.
It's not a movie I regret watching.
Yeah. What I want to bring up, because I'm me, is I'm gonna put on the nerd glasses here. They're on. I'm gonna talk about Peter and Gwen's relationship not being comic book accurate. So, like you, Pig Video Games, you the audience member watching these movies, you see Peter and Gwen interacting, and you think, this is the perfect couple. They're perfect for each other. They're amazing. Look at their chemistry. Look at how well they complement each other. Like, he immediately trusts her with his secret identity. She immediately accepts him in spite of, like, all the danger and any implied moral ambiguity of his violent actions. Like, it's just, like chocolate and peanut butter, just perfect blend. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, I'm aware of this.
This is supposed to be a relationship that should be killing Peter. Like Peter should love the ever loving shit out of her, and never be able to tell her that he is Spider-Man, no matter what. Holy shit. Gwen Stacy hates Spider-Man. That's just how it is. There's no other way about it. If I'm remembering correctly, and it's been a while, but if I'm remembering correctly, she already wasn't big on Spider-Man, or she might have been okay with him because like Captain Stacy was cool with Spider-Man in the comics. I can't remember exactly her opinion before Captain Stacy died. But when Captain Stacy died, like Peter is a very insecure fella. He didn't gain any confidence in himself until he got the spider powers, and he constantly struggles with whether, like, for a lot of years, about whether, like, that's all he is that makes him worth it, and, like, you know, what is he without it? So, like, his, like, relationship with, like, growing up and being a confident, sure of himself man is very, like, wishy-washy in relation to his Spider-Man stuff. So he's not the most secure about just telling people he's Spider-Man. So he's very hesitant to tell Gwen about it when they date. And then her dad dies, and Gwen blames Spider-Man for it, flat out. She despises Spider-Man. Spider-Man killed my dad. Fuck that guy. I hope he dies and burns in hell. And Peter just has to hear her say shit like this all the time, and he knows he can never tell her. It would never work. And the fact that she hates half of him, like, that's gonna eat at him. And it's gonna be so tough. And he's like deciding to just live with this. It's fine. He loves her enough. I can deal with the fact that I might never be able to share all of me with her. But like, man, she's amazing. That's what it is. And then she dies. And in his grief, manages to connect with the actual love of his life who does actually compliment him that well and actually knew he was Spider-Man the whole time and never thought less of him for it and would always be fine with him disappearing to do Spider-Man shit even when she knew his excuses were bogus. Like, it's, once again, we're seeing a Mary Jane and Peter situation disguised as a Peter and Gwen situation.
Because it's all stuff from Ultimate, and Ultimate has Mary Jane.
It's so much. It is just like his attitude feels actually like a pretty good halfway between early 616 and early Ultimate, because like both versions of Teenage Peter can be kind of a selfish dickhead and be kind of an asshole to people around him. And this Peter, Spider-Man is a bit meaner, especially before he has his hero moment on the bridge. Like, he catches that car thief just because he fits the description of his uncle's killer. And he's just fucking with that guy so hard. Like, webs him in the nuts for a laugh.
Like, cause he knows he's gonna win no matter what. He's got all these superpowers.
Yeah, he's just being a dick about it. But there is so much Ultimate Spider-Man going on here, and I'm fine with that. I love Ultimate Spider-Man so much. But, like, guys, 616 is still good. We don't have to always pull Ultimate stuff all the time. We can just do Spider-Man as Spider-Man. If you want to do Gwen, why don't you do Gwen? Why don't you do like a likable conservative girl who's like a little wishy-washy about some stuff, but still cares about her man and hates the shit out of Spider-Man, and that can cause conflict in the relationship. That's compelling. I'd watch that movie. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because this is one of the two versions of Gwen anyone ever thinks about outside of like nerds like me and Wolfo.
Because it's either this Gwen or Spider Gwen. The world has forgotten about original Gwen.
Some people might even think of Gwenpool, who isn't even a Gwen Stacy. Her name is literally Gwendolyn Poole.
Poole is just a name.
Yeah, Poole. Although to be fair, like she only exists because Spider-Gwen exists.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, my little comic nerd tangent aside, let me make sure we went over some characters, we went over the convoluted plot, the big set. I guess we didn't mention like the actual. Oh, actually, let's talk about that ending. We haven't gone over yet because we talked about the death of Gwen, the fact that it happens because she's there at the final Electro fight. Harry shows up, more fight. Gwen falls. The iconic web shot that you love so much.
While watching the movie, I thought it was gonna be fine. I was like, no, I'm alright with that. It worked. But no, I watched it and it's embarrassing.
It reaches out like a hand. It's so...
Yeah, like I knew it was gonna look like that. I was prepared to see a web hand.
You'd heard us describe it as a web hand.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures of it even. So, and I
but
thought,
in motion.
Like watching the movie with the context of everything. I'm like, oh no, this doesn't work at all. It's so embarrassing.
Oh man,
I thought it would work, but it doesn't.
it doesn't.
But yeah,
And
Gwen dies. She hits her head really fucking hard on the ground. Like her
like
skull should be spilling out her brain in gray matter.
yeah, like at least a third of the back of her skull should be like caved in, and there'd just be a red puddle underneath. Or even if they didn't add that like sound effect and just made her get really close to the ground and the neck snapped, like which what actually happened in the comic canonically, like even in that case, like why is her nose bleeding?
She should be bleeding
That's
out of
weird.
her. She should be bleeding out of her ears, her eyes. But you know,
Yeah,
this is at most a PG-13 movie. We can't have like excessive blood. So I get why, but I'm like, well, why'd you have her head crash into the ground?
it was like so sudden and brutal too.
But
But
yeah, Gwen is dead. A lot of guilt. We need to set up the next like 7 movies or whatever. Set up the Sinister Six.
hell yeah, it's
Oh no, we know this movie is gonna fail. Quickly, put a scene from the post credit scene right here, or maybe it's a scene from a sequel. Who knows? Put it right here. The kid he saved earlier, he's there. He's dressed as Spider Man. He's gonna go up to the Rhino and like, I'm Spider Man. I'm not sure what they were going for. Spider Man comes back. He's gonna
I
fight the
get what they were
Rhino.
going for, and the thing is, what they were going for did work for me actually, even the first time I saw it.
Really?
Yeah, because like again, like in between the death and that, we do have one of my favorite aspects of these movies. They do really good with mopey, depressed Peter.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
You're right. You're right.
We get a really somber montage of like at least a few months of Peter just like slowing down and just kind of eventually just stopping Spider-Man activity and regularly visiting Gwen's grave and just like going out less, and his aunt's concerned about him and gives him a little speech about how she's like slowly been moving on bit by bit from Ben even though she'll never forget him. And Peter even re-listens to Gwen's graduation speech, where, as any 18-year-old does, graduating high school, she talks about mortality and dying and feeling invincible, like you're never gonna die, but you'll die eventually. That's definitely something she said because that's how 18-year-olds think, and not because she's Gwen Stacy in a Spider-Man story.
It
Um,
also parallels with the Uncle Ben's plot in the first movie, where he doesn't listen to his voicemail until the end.
yeah, which I do like that touch. It's like poetry; it rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
And like he finally kicks himself out of the funk and puts on the costume. But the kid he saved from the bullies before and walked home that time, he inspired that kid. And now this kid just walks around on like shopping days with his mom in a full Spider-Man costume. And at a shootout, the police set up a spectators segment for the New Yorkers to just like cheer and boo at the cops and the villains. So they're behind the barrier, right? And the kid's like, I'm in a Spider-Man costume. I can step up. And he crawls under the barrier while the mom is distracted by the machine gun fire coming from the Rhino and his iconic Rhino machine guns. And the cops have hold this. So, oh my God, there's a kid here. Hold your fire. No one accidentally shoot the kid. And the Rhino is amused enough to stop. And the kid has the ballsiest little square up with the Rhino. And he's going to make such a show out of murdering this 8-year-old. He's going to love making hundreds of people watch this 8-year-old die.
He's gonna shoot rockets at him.
Or he might just squish the kid. He's in the giant Rhino suit now.
I would shoot rockets. I think that's more horrible.
It's funny. And then you just hear the thwip thwip as all the spectators and the cops start to look up to the sky, and the music cuts out, and you just hear like maybe a little violin in the background, and suddenly the kid turns around as he hears, "Hey, Spider-Man, thanks for stepping up for me." And you see the triumphant return as Spider-Man regained hope in himself. And his inspiration boosted by the kid he used once inspired. I love that shit. I'm so hope-pilled, Mr. Pig video games. I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. I love it. It's so corny and forced, but I love it.
When you put it that way, yeah, that sells me on the scene. But I just can't help but think like that scene exists solely because they knew this movie wasn't going to do well, and they just wanted to end it on like a high note.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just like I don't think they wanted to end on Ghost Dad was right. Never chase what you love. Like it's all depressing. Everything sucks forever. The end. Because
I
Spider-Man is supposed to inspire hope in people.
I think they would have ended it that way had they been like actually no, I guess the order operations would be like wrong in this case because they wouldn't know if they would get a third movie until after it had come out.
Boy, they were really banking on one.
Because they set up enough stuff for like at least three more movies.
Oh yeah, like they were really. It's kind of like how like Zack Snyder shotgunned his DC movies of like, okay, we get one Superman movie, one Batman and Superman movie, Justice League. Like they were trying to do that with Spider-Man stuff of like, okay, we get Spider-Man 2 setting up and we're gonna set up enough characters to do the Sinister Six next time. Bam, we get to Sinister Six. That's a whole like we're gonna sell so many toys of those guys. But like
maybe that scene exists as the result of test audiences not liking the dour ending.
Maybe. But it's weird because like it would be weird to cast that actor for the Rhino like just for the semi chase.
Yeah.
And not put him in the suit even once in this movie. Oh, that's weird. But like I do appreciate Spider-Man showing up, getting the kid back to his mom, having some funny little quips and getting back to it. I enjoyed the ending scene at least.
Yeah.
Even though like the execution of everything before it being ooh. All right. How would you rate this recommend? Cuz this was clearly a mixed bag.
This was a good recommend. I enjoyed the first movie very much. The second movie has elements that I do like, but it's such a like confusing mess that I'm like, I'm gonna be thinking about this movie sometimes. And I'm like, how would I fix it? Oh, I can't. Damn.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially for analytical people, this is a great one to like watch and discuss with friends. But it is not like in and of itself that good of a movie. Like when you take the whole final product.
The hair is so tangled, my brush cannot detangle it without like ripping out like clumps. I gotta take scissors to this mess of a hair.